All right, good morning. How we doing? So post CPI here, pretty muted move, all things considered. Definitely have seen some larger moves with CPI. Largely, I would guess that is related to yesterday's trend day and the fact that price is now coming into some more key areas of resistance. Now, typically following any type of trend day, any type of expansion move, you're always going to see some type of compression, some type of partial retracement, whether that be 50 or 61% retracement of the prior day, some type of inside day, or just some type of choppy day near that prior day high. Now, it's not a 100% thing, but as always, just working with the probabilities of what we tend to see, and that is what we tend to see. So that is definitely a possibility for today. Now, one notable thing here that I'm keeping an eye on, let me clear off some of these fib retracements. So you can see that NQ is bumping into the 50% fib retracement starting from the July 11th high down into that August 5th, last Monday's low. Now, the 50 to 61% is typically what I consider the fib sell zone. So we'll see if any sellers start to attempt to step in here. You also have the volume point of control from a few weeks ago, and a lot of congestion through here, frankly, where my cursor is right through there. That was a prior kind of near-term range. Right through here, we thought that there was going to be like a reversal here, some type of breakout, and then it ends up just marking a lower high. So we know that this entire zone is pretty significant. Let's take a look at the 60-minute again. And you can see that range there, right through, all through here. So you could see again that volume point of control just overhead, which is going to be, it'll be notable. It will be notable. I'll definitely be watching the reaction there. As far as this morning, what I'm primarily looking at is how price trades versus the prior day high, as well as this upside level of interest, that 19,150 area. Currently, during the pre-market sesh, we could see that you get the initial volatility with the economic data print. Price gives a perfect test of that 19K level of interest, and then largely just kind of bounces between that prior day volume point of control and then that 19,150 level of interest. Currently holding the prior day high though as support during the pre-market sesh. So that's significant. We'll want to keep an eye on that. So if buyers can continue this move, you'll want to see that strength up through 150, up through that post CPI high, which looks like it aligns almost perfectly with the daily time frame 50% fib retracement. Now, if prior day high fails, that is a scenario we need to keep in mind and be prepared for. You want to look at your retracement points from the prior day trend day. So we have the 19K is going to be significant, that pre-market low, right, down into 18,961 is your 38% retracement. More importantly is the 50%, which aligns with the 18,900 level of interest. So some areas to be watching. That's NQ. ES should be pretty similar. We do have a little bit of difference here in that ES is trading well above that prior day high, about 8-9 points above that prior day high, not sitting directly on it like we have an NQ. And let's take a look at the structure here on ES. So ES yesterday was the favorite simply because we did have that volume void. That volume void through here was very significant, and typically you'll see price fill those volume voids very quickly, which is exactly what we saw yesterday. Once it broke that pre-market high, that Monday high, you get pretty much just a pure momentum move into that prior structure low right through here. Right. And so if sellers kind of fail to materialize in this area, which is essentially the prior day high, we can look at a retest into 55.50, maybe up into that 55.30 area. So that'll be one scenario to keep in mind if the buyers are able to show that continuation move. I remember the big picture context that we've been talking about all week is that weekly hammer. We're still working the weekly hammer, and it's showing good continuation. Good continuation. Now let's have a look at the daily. So we're getting to be potentially 5 consecutive sessions higher. It's not extreme yet, but it is getting to be a little excessive. So something you want to keep an eye on as well. Point is that I won't be, if sellers start to show up today, or if we get some type of rally and you see sellers show up into the close, that would not surprise me one bit. Again, the main thing is the congestion through here that we have on the daily chart. So let's see how the structure kind of opens up and develops here into the open, about 3.5 minutes, and whether or not, just to keep it way more simple, if that was too much, simply look at how price trades versus that prior day's high. Just one primary reference point for this. Okay. So just waiting for the open now. We did have a couple scalps. Pre-market ended up grabbing that essentially what could be considered the fib retracement of that CPI move, and just took that for about 40 points or so. So not bad. Starting the day off green before the session even starts, which is always nice. I like to use those economic prints when I can, just to kind of pad the day if there is a setup that we can actually work with. In this case, like I said, I was looking at essentially this action right through here. So you have your fib retracement and the 50% fib retracement there with the previous pre-market low, and then the prior day volume point of control. All three of those are just reference points, but the confluence of those few reference points makes for pretty good setup. So see how the open kind of develops here with price right at the prior day high right now. You can move that pre-market low down into 19K. And we have the open in 30 seconds here. So I'm looking at NQ, prior day highs, the primary watch early in the sesh right here. Four-second delay. That's good. That's good. So NQ initially holding that prior day high, just kind of still here in that little post CPI range right through here. Now up through 150. Up into the pre-market high there. ES holding that prior day high as well. No position for me yet. No, sir. There's a very slight gap higher. Very small gap higher. So this line you see here on the chart, that's the 50% fib retracement. So you can actually label that. It's that daily time frame 50% fib retracement. So yeah, patience. Let it build out. Let your structure build. So NQ with a session low there. Still here in the first 5 minutes. ES into that prior day high VWAP area. See if it holds. See if buyers step in there or not. Where's my volume profile at? There it is. So volume point of control still a bit lower here, 54, 58. NQ, it's right here, 19,107 currently. That's for the extended session. So this should give us a good idea about the buying appetite this morning. New lows. Minimal interest there. So coming into prior day volume point of control now. It's that kind of post CPI structure right through there. Where are we at with ES? ES just flipped red on the day. See that daily bar. There's that daily bar for you. So let's see if they pay up here above prior day high and VWAP on NQ. Need a break of essentially the 126 area, 126. Session VPOC there on Mr. NQ. ES as well. They're pretty much mirrored right now. So no real difference here between ES and Q this morning, at least so far. Back to being mirrored. So here's that 125 area. Now the other thing to note is that prior day structure. From yesterday afternoon. All through here. A lot of volume through here from yesterday. So was all of that accumulation into the end of the trend day? Definitely a fight here near that prior day high. Keep an eye on that 5-minute. About a 90-point range so far. Five-minute closes in 30 seconds. Let's see. See how this thing is shaped. ES so far holding, VWAP in that prior day high. NQ kind of finding a lid here at 131 for the past few minutes. Already into that barcode mode. It's pretty quiet for CPI. Let's see how the lows are treated if it gets there. coming into the lows. We've got that 100 area. Could be a psychological level on NQ. What buyers will attempt to do here is give a higher low, but location is not great for it currently. Check the shape of your 15-minute, which closes in about 3 minutes here. And NQ, new low of day, just about. ES, not quite there. ES, you do have the benefit of the 54, 55 level of interest down beneath price currently. So if the lows fail here, you're looking at prior day volume point of control and then potentially that pre-market low into 19K. Make it a little interesting. There's that prior day volume point of control. How's that 15-minute? Look at that 15-minute, wow. Closing in 90 seconds. Let's check ES. So it's kind of that last line in the sand here. If this area fails, you're looking at 19K most likely. $19K at 10 a.m. would be welcome, definitely. Let's see if that pans out. So now, like I had mentioned earlier, you can start to grab your fib retracement levels from the prior trend day. Just now coming into that 23%. $15-minute bar closes in 6 seconds here. Key prior day structure point in this 19,050 area. Are we looking on ES? ES not into the prior day volume point of control just yet. But so far, both of these are showing rejection of the prior day high, which was the main reference point early in the sesh. Shallow fib, a little bit of interest there with that prior day structure. On NQ, that's that level down here, that 23% fib. ES, a little bit of a bid there as well at the 54.55. Definitely favoring NQ more this morning personally. Yesterday was ES. Today NQ, a little bit better. So is this a lower high that builds out? Let's see. Let us see. Nope. So pretty good bounce from that shallow fib from yesterday's trend day back in a VWAP now in that session volume point of control. If you're trading ES, you want to monitor that prior day high VWAP area. We've got about 10 till 10 a.m. There's your lower high in NQ. Second lower high of the morning. So let's see how this prior day volume point of control area and that 19050 area get treated here. If you grab that short, you probably want to trim that VWAP short. Patience, patience. Patience. So let's see how NQ treats these lows. See if it flushes the low, or gives a higher low here. As always, no crystal ball, just reacting to whatever price shows. It's a reaction business. There's your new low in NQ. NQ, new low of day. Next big level, as mentioned, is that 19K area. No entry, no trade. Simple. The day is young. Let that structure build out. So looking at that 5 minute again here with the prior day structure visible. Some prior day support in that area. Still right through here. I prefer the 19K at 10 a.m. That would be ideal. May or may not see it. So right now, potential little spring in the making there. How's ES doing? ES did not make a fresh session low, so that's notable. Maybe a little bit of RS, a little bit of that relative strength in ES. I don't love the location here on ES. You have prior day high and VWAP above. You got the level of interest right here. Volume point of control right there. Ideally, this price trades out of this kind of area. Opens up a bit. And we have about 6 minutes. 6 mins till 10 a.m. Don't forget to stay hydrated. Get that water in. Those electrolytes. NQ, new low of day. Let's see 19K. Let's see it. May or may not get a bounce there. ES making a new low yet? Sitting on the lows, just sitting there. So we wait for 10 a.m. reversal time, unless you're currently short, in which case nicely done. Make sure you're trimming, trailing, and managing your trade. Trim, trail, manage. If we do see that 19K failure past 10 a.m., most likely it'll be more of a hands-off morning for me. Where's that 60% on? Oh, the 50% is down into 18,900. So that'll be kind of the next area I'd be interested. If 19K fails. Let's first see that 19K reaction. Yeah, I'd love to see a bounce there. So 2.5 minutes till 10. Price coming into 19K. Got 10 a.m. reversal time. Do buyers step in here? So far, that 50% daily time frame Fibonacci being respected on NQ that we talked about before the open. About 12 points off of that 19K area. Does it get there? Does it get there? Let's see. Let's have a look at that opening 30-minute bar. Just straight down. Whoops. Wish there was a hotkey to get away from the brush. I end up with yellow dots all over my chart. So selling slowing a little bit here into 19K. Do we have data? No, no data. Okay, so no data here. No data. Should be 10 a.m. right now. A sweep beneath that 19K would be welcomed. Escape does it? Oh, that's good info. Thank you. That is good info. Let me try that. Yeah. Wow. Appreciate you. That's helpful. So a little bit of a bid there, but just past 5 minutes have been pure barcode. Let's see if buyers can actually break through these 19040s. Check out the 5 minute as well. So that definitely looks better. It's an okay bounce so far. Let's see if they really pay up. Start to get kind of a little bit of a change in character if price can kind of break these 065 area right through here. Volume profile, there's just nothing down here, so. Oh, however, if you look at the RTH, regular trading hours, volume point of control is already down through here, so see how that 5-minute develops. This type of situation, I prefer a real test and perhaps even sweep of that CPI low, the 19K level, but maybe getting front run. We'll kind of see here within the next few minutes. Where's ES at? How are we doing with ES? So ES just sitting on that CPI low, holding the prior day volume point of control. Definitely some relative strength here in the S&Ps. On S&P, buyers are looking for some strength above that 5455. That's that level of interest. Five-minute bar looks better. Look at that volume just really tapering down. ES has just gone into like a pure barcode now. Could be one of those sessions. So far, this is that typical post trend day action with the partial retracement so far. I mean, the day is still very, very young. But let's see how this 19K area continues to trade. Getting knocked back down at that prior day structure point there. That level is the fib. So can we actually trade 19K is the question. I'll definitely be watching that 19K area. See if any buyers step in, see if we get a setup there. New low of day incoming. Let's see. Testing the lows, sitting on the lows. ES actually did make that new low. So ES coming into that post PPI low there, that pre-market low. That's 5448.5. Let's see that 19K. Can we get it? Session low is held for now. Trying to higher low. Yeah, not the best action so far. Let's see it. Let's see it. ES just sitting on that prior day volume point of control. If you're trading ES, you probably want to zoom out a bit, not use that 1 minute chart. Maybe flip to the 2 minute. Get a little more clarity for yourself. And Q, there's that new low of day. Let's see how 19K trades, if there's any interest here. I prefer a sweep of the low. May not get it. May not get it. Or may just flush it. Yeah, here down through 19K now. So we want to see, does it hold? Can it hold? If not, probably looking at a even deeper retracement of yesterday's trend day move. I would be looking at the 50% retrace as the next kind of area I'd be interested in. Again, that's through the perspective of looking for a long setup. And so that would likely mean my morning is going to be pretty slow. Let's see 19K here. No bid so far, no bid whatsoever. Where's ES? Is ES through the lows? Just now into that pre-market low there on ES. Yeah, so no interest at the 19K. Most likely a sit and wait type of session here. Because next real, like I said, next real area I'm interested in is over 100 points lower. That's your 50% and 18,900 confluence. Look at the bit of volume void through here, at least for yesterday's session. So, and ES, let me see. ES with that pre-market low gone, most likely 54.35. So, patience, name of the game for me right now. If we get a reclaim of the 19K, maybe within the next 5 minutes, I would entertain that, but otherwise just sitting on those pre-market scalps. There's the 75s trading. Yeah, unless you're short. If you like the shorts and you grab that prior day high short or that VWAP short, you're looking good right now. You are looking good. There's that volume coming in. Take a look at the daily bar. So far, pretty textbook rejection of that higher time frame fib that we talked about pre-market. That was kind of the challenge, if you will, for today. Let me clear this off. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but that 50% fib right through there. Question is, how deep of a retracement on yesterday's trend day do we see? Is it halfway? Is it a full? Is it a full retracement? We had a full retracement of one of the more recent trend days last week. Last Wednesday, trend day lower, full retracement on Thursday, so it's not out of the question. What I'm focused on now, especially with new lows past 10 a.m., is 5-minute and 15-minute, and then with price coming back up into that 19K, whether or not it can offer some type of change in character above the 19K area. So, couple considerations. If 19K rejects, you may have another short entry if that's your cup of tea. Shorts were tough to catch, long candles, wide risk. Yeah, that's kind of been the theme the past few weeks with the big volatility, way wider risk points in NQ, and so you really have to drop size to account for it. That's what I've been doing personally. Trade reduced size from whatever your normal size was previously from like a month ago in that kind of VIX 12, VIX 13 environment. That environment is long gone. So the way to account for the wider risk is to at least from my perspective, just drop size and then continue to trade the structure. Shallow fib from yesterday's move. Let's see it. Is that the 30 something? 38. Yeah, so that's notable there, that 38. I prefer the 50, of course. But I could work with that if we see the 19K reclaim. That's kind of the key parameter. Look at these 15-minute bars. There's no way I want to step in front of that, right? So I've tried that plenty of times in the past. That's a lesson I no longer need to be learning. So we just hands off until you see exactly what it is you want to see. So one scenario would be if that does hold the push right through here, something like that. And then you can watch the retest right through there. No steamroller. No, no, no. No, sir. So coming back into 19K. Let's see if that scenario kind of pans out here. True test of 19K there. So again, what I'd like to see is a break above and retest. Keep an eye on this as well. 15-minute green bar would certainly help things. So that 19K is initially rejected. First test there. So some little bit of a retest of that 19K. Let's see if it breaks above and then gives that retest. That would potentially align with a green 15-minute close. Are we looking on the volume? Yeah, volume is still so much higher here. No change in character on this intraday action until a break of 1950 up through here. Essentially that extended trading hours value area low as of right now. So ES, look at that undercut of the CPI low. That's what I would have liked to have seen in the old NQ. Undercut of the low, CPI low, bounce. But there was no interest at that 19K area. But this is like a pretty good example of that spring trade. I wasn't looking at it at the time, otherwise I may have jumped in here. Buyers again looking for a move up through 54.55 on ES. That is the other point on the wider NQ structures in a higher volatility environment. If it is too wide, like if you're just trading a few micros, you can always just go to ES. $15-minute closes in about 7 minutes. So let's see how that shakes out. NQ, that initial 19K attempted sell there, being negated so far. I want to keep an eye on this little area right through here. Just kind of see, especially as we get into the 15-minute closure. ES coming into VWAP. Let's see it. Oh yeah. So ES broke that 54.55. That's a little bit of an intraday change in character there. Keep an eye on this area, VWAP by 54.55. And check your 15-minute also. Potential bullish engulfing right there. So ES, we had mentioned the relative strength this morning. Continues to show that relative strength versus NQ anyway. Now if NQ can keep holding 19K, definitely looks a lot better here. Watch that 19K area. NQ, because so far this is still, we got to keep the structure in mind. We're still looking at intraday lower highs potentially. This one's a question mark, so let's see. You grab the long on ES, nice. The undercut, CPI undercut, I'd take it, John. So rolling over at VWAP now. NQ, there's your 19K failure. New low of day. Likely have a date with that that fib, that lower 50% fib in 18,900 area. Had a lot of volume through here. See that on the profile. So let's see. 15-minute bar closes in 3 minutes. Is it higher low here or fail? The level with 19K failing, it's not that compelling, but we do have better intraday structure now, so. $19K is the focus. NQ 19K. If you're in the S&P, you're looking at 54, 55 in that VWAP area. Oh, wow. The weekly volume point of control just shifted up here to 54, 55. That's for the week. Let's see. NQ still way down here. Okay. $15-minute close in 1 minute. One more minute. For some reason you guys getting that where the screen goes black there? On the stream. 30-minute close in 30 seconds as well. So a potential higher low in the making. This definitely looks way better. Have the higher low. Buyers must break this area up through 1920 with acceptance. That gives you kind of an intraday change in character. All right, thanks, Mo. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'll have to investigate after the stream. So there's your first 15-minute bar. First green 15-minute bar of the sesh there on NQ. Now, like I said, buyers have the task of forcing the change in character. So this is kind of at least intraday, there's a critical area right through here. Right? No surprise to see some selling there. About an hour into the day. Hour into the sesh. Intraday structure, clearly a downtrend, no doubt about it. 19K is a level of interest to continue to monitor. Structures are quite wide here on NQ. We're talking about 45 points. So if you are looking at involvement here, remember, double check your risk points, double check your sizing. Double check that sizing. ES, sellers showing up versus VWAP again. So VWAP kind of keeping a lid on things. for buyers, it is moderately concerning that the weekly volume point of control shifted up here at 54.55. That is a bit of a concern there. So do with that info what you will. And NQ coming back for the lows. Does it break the low here? You got to get those electrolytes in. There's your low, new low of day. So let's see if we actually get that test of the next level of interest here and your 50%. That is 18,900. Coming into it pretty quick. Won't be long now. So I'll be looking at the reaction into 18,900. I'm in absolutely no rush. New lows past 10 a.m., right? That's kind of your, if you're looking for longs, that's your red flag. New lows or new highs past 10 a.m. Increases the probability of a trend day move, because something like 70 or 80%, right around there, of the sessions have their high and low marked in the first 30 minutes. Fun fact. Shutting it down. All right, Dom, see ya. Yeah, that ES VWAP short with the level of interest there. Probably one of the better plays of the session. Nicely done with the fib you said. Let me see that. Yeah, that looks good. Very nice. Very nice. Taking off, Christopher? All right, see you, man. I'm going to keep it going for at least another 25 minutes before hard cutoff is hit. I want to see the reaction down here into 18,900. That's a 50% retrace of the prior trend day and a key level of interest. So We'll keep the stream going for a bit. One of the main plays I was looking for was that undercut of the 19K on that first test right through here. A bit of a spring setup. It did not materialize. And then the next one I wanted to see was a break above that decisively held the 19K. We did not see that either. And so I've got nothing here at that post 10 a.m. kind of undercut. So we're just waiting. That's the execution chart. And Q bouncing back into that shallow fib from yesterday's trend day. Structure remains a downtrend intraday. Same with ES, downtrend intraday. ES, let's see our levels. What are we looking at? So as far as the trend day retracement idea, you have the 38% that aligns with the 54.35 level of interest that you can keep an eye on. Live streams are gold. Thank you. I'm glad it's helpful. Now, again, the concern for buyers on ES, weekly volume point of control is now overhead. That's a headwind then. That's not helping buyers, right? That's helping sellers now. So at this stage in the morning, I either want to see some type of structure down into 18,900, like I said, or again, I would entertain a reclaim of the 19K that then retests. I would prefer to see more volume down here. Check out that 15-minute. So let's see 19K here. More responsive buyers there. They were just waiting for Dom and Christopher to log off. Let's see. Let's see. Back in a 19K. 15-minute bar closes in 3 minutes. Currently has a very long tail. NQ, so the regular trading hour sesh, you do have the volume point of control down here, right near 19K. 15-minute definitely looks better. A break of 1920 or so right through here. These 15-minute highs would be, again, significant. And when I say, anytime I say break, I mean a break with acceptance. Not like a wick above that fails, right? You want to break and then it holds, or it really gives an extension move above and then maybe retests. Yeah, just time above, just like literally spends time above that level. Like a lot of the time. So good example is right now. Price technically broke 19K to the upside, but only spent like 5 seconds above. That I'm not considering that a break. No acceptance here. So real time would be, a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Hope that makes sense. $15-minute closes in less than a minute. ES still here in this kind of congestion area. Structure shows series of lower highs, right? Bounces have been fairly significant, but every bounce is getting sold, so we've got about 15 minutes till we are 90 minutes into the sesh. There's your new 15-minute bar starting up. Let's have a look at the 30. 30 looks better. Still has a ways before it closes, though. 14 minutes, 14 and a half minutes. $19K stays on watch here. $19K. Staying very patient as someone who focuses on longs, right? This is not my kind of sesh. So executions there show nothing. Most of my day was, sadly so far, done with pre-market action. Did plus 40 points pre-market. I'm still monitoring 19K for a potential tradable setup. $15-minute couldn't close under CPI low. Yeah, ES Definitely still with the relative strength today versus NQ. Holding much better. So this is better. Let's see. See if we get a break of the 1920 now. Right through here. Check your 15 minute. Definite bullish improvement there. It's like my recording software keeps cutting out or something. Screen just goes black. So a little bit of a change in character here now on NQ. That's where you want to see that sustained action above 19,020 coming into the extended trading hours value area low. 15 minute really helping here. ES back into VWAP. So does it hold above? Does it hold above now? Downtrend has been broken. Question now is, can it sustain? Can buyers hold above that 1920, 19K area? Regular trading hours shows volume point of control now beneath current prices, down here at essentially just below 19K. How's everyone's morning so far? It's been a slow one for me. Small green hard mode. Green is good. Green is good. over 2 in your last trade. Staying safe, small green. NQ coming into that VWAP area. So good change of character here. Let's see how that VWAP is treated. NQ just about tested that prior day structure point. Right through here, right? You can see it from that prior day action. A little bit of a front run of that 900 area. That 915 area. I would have liked to have seen a true test there. Prior day structure. So helpful as an index trader. Actually, as a stock trader too. We use prior day structure a lot when I was more active in the options world. So NQ just shy of VWAP now. How are we doing on S&P? S&P is about to flip green on the day, it looks like. Starting to resolve a lot of this kind of 15-minute barcode. Let's see if price can break prior day high. That would be significant. Can probably make a stretch for the session high. Check out the exhaustion volume there on ES. Almost as much as the opening print, and that marks the session low, or the local low anyway. So S&P testing that prior day high. You have NQ into VWAP. Nice bounce. Nice bounce. I could not find an entry, so I'm still chilling here. Staying patient. So let's see how that VWAP is treated. Some sellers showing up now, unsurprisingly. You also have that prior day kind of structure point there on your 5-minute. Kind of right through here, right? What are we doing on ES? ES tagged that prior day high. 15-minute bar closes in 2 minutes. So that 15-minute really helped this move. You had that initial green bar, kind of a washout, and then that long tail. Now, once that closed, this long, if you could find an entry, it became much easier. That's the power of those higher time frames. Those higher time frames. Christopher, I could not find an entry, sir. There's the execution chart. So we're watching VWAP here. We're watching that 19,050 area. Yeah, high or low. That would be welcomed. Let's see. This area right through here was notable, but I prefer to see the structure above the 19K if possible. I didn't really want to get involved with a breakout of that kind of smaller consolidation there, especially with the fact that price was coming into this area of resistance. So just passed on it. Now we're just about 90 minutes in here. NQ is bumping into what looks like that 2-day volume point of control here. Oh, that's the prior day. Okay. So a lot of volume from that prior day. 5-minute just went vertical. ES at prior day high. Yeah, that's definitely a noteworthy reference point. So if it can continue to hold above, you're looking at most likely the session high there. So NQ, just a little kind of micro consolidation here at VWAP. Regular trading hours, value area high there. Oh, you can't see it. There it is right through there. So far, 90 minutes into the sesh, we've seen that kind of partial retracement day we discussed before the open. See how that intraday range continues to build out here into late morning. ES making that push. Looks like it wants that session high. You have the session high at 54.70 and then the pre-market high there. NQ up and through VWAP. There's ES. Coming into that session high. Nice push. Nice push there. So NQ just shy of that prior day close now is coming into it. Kind of struggling a bit here with that regular trading hours value area high. You also have all of that prior day structure still right through here, right? $15-minute definitely favoring the bulls for now, the buyers. So NQ treats this VWAP. How are we looking on the intraday fib? What's that intraday fib looking like? Oh, look at that, yeah. So that little structure built out on the shallow fib. Now into that 61%. Keep an eye on that 15-minute if you're still here, still with me. Probably keep it going for a little bit longer. We've got some wide ranges here, so it's not like it's super choppy or anything. Took your profit on SPY, nice. Good work. 15-minute keep an eye on that on NQ here. Potentially some exhaustion right in the fib sell zone. What do we have on ES? So ES retesting that prior day high. It's a pretty important reference point for today's sesh. How's volume looking? Definitely tapering lower as we get deeper into the morning. That's to be expected, right? Main concern now is that 15-minute bar here. We still have 6 minutes before it closes, which is quite a long time. I mean, it's like half the bar, just about, so. So ES, keep an eye on that prior day high. Good reference point. NQ kind of fighting that prior day volume point of control, and VWAP here. Is this that next higher low? TBD. With the 50% fib beneath. That was your first 5-minute red bar in like 20 minutes. So if NQ can break this high right through here, watch for 100 and the session volume point of control there. This little bounce kind of saving that 15-minute bar. That's why you don't want to do your analysis before the candlestick closes. You're going to be relying on faulty information. Incomplete information. Buyers looking for that push of the 85s, 86s on NQ. Where are we at with Mr. S&P? So S&P holds the prior day high. Decent little scalp opportunity there. for those that can secure a very tight entry. NQ saw us a long ways before the session volume point of control shifts. Look at this volume profile. $15-minute bar closes here in a minute and a half. ES buyers are looking for strength through 65, 66, and you could see that test of the session high. NQ kind of struggling with this high here around the 80s, 85. That's that 61% fib for the current sesh. That's better. There it goes. See if it can break your 86s there. There it is. Up into 100 for the most part. 100, 109 area. 15-minute looks good. 15-minute looks good. About 45 seconds till that closes. There's your new 15-minute bar. How's the 30 look? Let's see. 30's looking great. That should close here in about 14 minutes. So see if price gives that continuation here into up into 100, up into 122. Volume has really tapered out, so probably time to call it here in a bit. Look at that volume. I think we're below minimum threshold now. Yeah, getting below minimum threshold. So 2K on your 2-minute chart. That's that minimum threshold. Personally, kind of tells you when to slow down, when to take it easy, when to be doing less. Rolling over a bit now. I tried my hand there. Had a little pullback. Probably call it here. That's a wrap for my day. I got to get ready for a client meeting, one-on-one mentorship client. Thank you guys for jumping into the stream. Tomorrow's stream will be private. Traders Think Tank members only. If you want to trade with us, sign up for the trial, free 14-day trial. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. If you are a Traders Think Tank member, I'll see you in a couple minutes. Have a great day, guys. Thank you again for tuning into the